Okay, I'm happy to be joined. It's one Northeasterner versus, and three Northwesterners. They win. Okay, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Special thanks to the trio from the Northwest, great senators all, Wyden, Cantwell, and Merkley. Now look, last week, President Trump revealed the first look at what's to come in his skinny budget. Trump's budget is a gut punch to American families. They want to cut almost a quarter of all domestic programs that Americans rely on: healthcare, education, public safety, veterans. The budget is proof positive that the emperor has no clothes. Proof positive that the emperor has no clothes. Donald Trump is a con man who does not care one iota for the everyday travails of working people. But few things crystallize Trump's 2.0 as much as Republicans' signature bill: a massive tax break for billionaires, paid for by the middle class by the biggest cuts that Medicaid has ever seen. Reality is now coming back to bite our Republican colleagues. Now they had to reveal who they really are. None of the language, none of the deceptions, none of the vague language, none of the "oh, I care." Now they have their budget, and they're at total loggerheads about how to move forward, because the American people see what they're doing and they don't like it. There is zero disagreement, of course, among Republicans when it comes to the big goal: big tax breaks for the wealthy. Where Republicans do disagree is how to screw working Americans, whether it's by Medicaid or SNAP or other programs that American folks rely on. Why do Republicans face such a conundrum where they're so at odds with one another? Why are they fighting and why are we unified? Because nobody likes their proposals. Very few people, a lot of rich people in the Trump administration, not even a lot, a handful. But people don't like what they're doing and they try to hide from it. The backlash Republicans are getting from the public should serve as a warning to our colleagues on the other side. If they proceed with their agenda, the political outcry will be enormous. Two quick other subjects. It's National Small Business Week. Our Republicans are touting it. We all know that small businesses are the backbone of our economy. Yet, right now, they're bending over backward to make ends meet because of Trump and Senate Republicans' tariffs. Right now, 72% of small businesses say erratic tariff policies create a whiplash effect on them. They can't plan. They can't make long-term decisions. They don't have the cushion big businesses have. So they're hurting. 81% of small businesses said thanks to Trump's tariff tax, they'd be forced to raise prices for consumers, and many indicated they would. So instead of the Republicans just saying, hey, it's Small Business Week, and screwing small businesses are the backbone of our country. It's time for Senate Republicans to grow a backbone and oppose Trump's tariffs and support our legislation that says small businesses don't pay tariffs. And one more point. In a disgraceful moment, the Republicans voted to confirm Bisignano as Social Security Administrator. This is putting a fox in the henhouse. Bisignano is slash and burn. And the Republicans don't want to say directly that they want to kill Social Security, so they strangle it. There's no better strangler of any program than slash and burn Bisignano. What the Republicans did is a disgrace, and politically, nobody's going to like what they did. Senator Wyden.
Thank you very much, Leader. And on reconciliation, Republicans in the House of Representatives are full steam ahead to give huge tax breaks to the wealthy and big corporations, and they're going to pay for it by cutting health insurance and benefits. Just this morning, the consequences are coming into full view. Last night, the big Swiss bank, Credit Suisse, settled with the federal government to the tune of $511 million the charges that they helped rich Americans cheat on their taxes by hiding their assets offshore. Now, this didn't happen by osmosis, folks. Finance Democrats dug in for more than 3 years into this issue. We got the information to the IRS, and that settlement, $511 million that was just reached, marks a vindication of the Finance Democratic position that we've got a big fight ahead to go after wealthy tax cheats. And this type of investigation and prosecution is why Democrats gave the IRS the tools to go after wealthy individuals who think that the tax code in America is somehow optional. Unfortunately, Republicans in Congress are sharpening the knives to cut this very funding and give the wealthy free rein to pay what they want when they want to. This would be bad enough on its own, but being paired with the largest cut in the Medicaid program's history is particularly disastrous. Republicans are using all kinds of smoke and mirrors to hide some inescapable facts. Their bill is going to mean benefit cuts for seniors, Americans with disabilities, and kids. Their bill is going to mean families, working families, are going to lose health insurance. Their bill is going to mean red tape requirements that force Americans battling cancer to jump through all kinds of hoops if they're going to be able to keep their health care. If that's not clear already, it's going to be very clear in the days ahead. If and when they come to an agreement and release a bill, the American people are going to see that we're for giving everybody in America the chance to get ahead, not just as the Republicans do the people at the very top. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you, Senator White. Senator Cantwell, Washington.
We're here today to say it's time for the war on health care to stop. President Trump's cutting of NIH is causing great impacts to our healthcare system. President Trump's tariffs are causing higher costs on prescription drugs, and the proposed budget that we still haven't seen the details on, $880 billion in Medicaid cuts, is going to cause a devastating impact to communities all across the United States. The fact that in my state, 5 to 7 hospitals could close as a result of that, and many other impacts on rural health care, has caused a group of citizens to send a letter to my House colleagues urging them to oppose cuts to Medicaid rates, any adjustment to the federal medical assistance program, or direct Medicaid payment programs. Who are these people? Some of them are hospital CEOs, but guess who else they are? Republican state representatives, Republican county commissioners, city council people from the communities. They all know this is the wrong idea, and they are not interested in a sneak attack by the Republicans of saying that they can successfully cut $880 billion and not have an impact on our communities. They are going to have an impact, as I said, on closing hospitals, kicking people off of Medicaid, as we've had a record expansion to hold down the cost of expensive insurance by covering them with Medicaid, and in addition, the impacts to long-term care. We know now that Medicaid is on such a short fuse of basically only having a very limited budget, and every penny counts, but 52% of that revenue comes from Medicaid. So if Medicaid is cut at any percentage, the impact to long-term care and kicking people off of their Medicaid for long-term care is going to have a devastating effect. And lastly, the same individuals who are involved with running our response to the fentanyl crisis know that if you cut Medicaid, you're also going to cut the recovery and treatment, and also the housing that occurs in our jails of having the Medicaid resource to fight fentanyl, a scourge on our society. It's time for people to come clean in the House of Representatives and clarify that they too oppose Medicaid cuts.
Thank you, Maria. Senator Merkley, D. Oregon.
Families lose, billionaires win. That's the Trump economic agenda. And in just 3 months, he's destroyed the momentum and economic growth from the last 3 years. The economy is down, prices are up, Trumpflation has arrived. Make no mistake, that's the Trump economy. And then there's the reconciliation bill that will make things worse. So we're in the spring here with baseball, so let me put it very simply. Strike one, the reconciliation bill knocks down $2 trillion from healthcare, housing, and education. Strike two, it gives that money to the very richest Americans, the billionaires. And strike three, it runs up enormous debt, some $52 trillion according to CBO over 30 years. You know, the bill has specific problems as well. Take health care, take Medicaid. They're demanding devastating cuts that would wipe out our rural hospitals and health care clinics and do enormous damage to our veterans, those with disabilities, those in drug recovery programs, to our children. A third of the children in my state are on the Oregon Health Plan, are Medicaid. State and local taxes. The president wants families to pay more so billionaires can pay less. Take Pell Grants. Republicans want to decrease them in order to make education more expensive. And that agenda makes no sense. We have a better idea than families lose and billionaires win, and it's families thrive and billionaires pay their fair share. Instead of slashing Medicaid, let's work together to improve health care for low-income families and for others in our society. Instead of slashing Pell Grants, let's make education more of an opportunity for every child in America. Instead of exploding the debt to give massive tax breaks to billionaires, let's invest in the foundations for families to thrive. It's a positive vision to take America together forward. Let's make that happen, not families lose and billionaires win.
Thank you, Jeff. Questions? Yes.
What do you make of the fact that the two U.S. attorney nominees for New York that you withheld your booster for are now current U.S. attorneys?
Look, the Justice Department has been totally politicized. It's been an attack dog for the president. I've never seen a Justice Department be so low, and I don't intend to support the things they do. Yes?
You raised some concerns about this crypto stablecoin bill that's being brought up this week. Are you just trying to make small changes to this bill, or are you trying to hold Trump accountable?
Look, right now, Democrats and Republicans are talking to each other about the bill. Yes?
Senator Schumer, President Trump over the weekend said part of the problem with giving due process to people who are being deported is that there are so many illegal immigrants in the country. He said there'd be 2 to 3 million trials. The system just can't handle it. Would you support some sort of fast-track process to give people
Look,
due process?
I'm not going to deal in hypotheticals, but due process is a hallmark of our country, has been for a very long time, and people are entitled to it, plain and simple. Yes?
Is it harder for Democrats to support the stablecoin bill when the president has his own stablecoin that he's making money from Abu Dhabi? He has his own meme coin where he's going to have this gala dinner for the highest bidders on those meme coins.
Yeah, look, we all know the level of corruption in the Trump administration is higher than any administration probably in American history, but on stablecoins, Democrats and Republicans are talking to each other. Yes? No? You?
I have the same question, but I guess just on stablecoins, I mean, can Democrats vote for a bill that is directly going to impact and profit for the president?
As I said, we're talking to each other. We had a very good caucus, very good unified caucus. Thank you, everybody.
About Senator Fetterman